Hey, football fans, buckle up, because we're diving deep into the wild, crazy, and occasionally bewildering world of the college football playoff rankings. Trust me, this year's race is more exciting than watching your team fumble a perfect pass, only for a magical recovery to land them in the playoff. Yep, we're talking about the Zombie Tide and their unexpected comeback, as well as Miami's case for the last playoff spot. So, grab your favorite snack, kick back, and let's break it down. Alabama's resurrection, from Zombie Tide to playoff contender. So, Alabama's season looked about as dead as a doornail a few weeks ago. Right? 3 losses, including 2 facepalm-worthy defeats to Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. And the real Alabama fans were mourning like it was the end of an era. But wait, is that a pulse? That's right, folks, the Crimson Tide are back from the dead, and they've crawled up to number 11 in the college football playoff rankings, overtaking Miami. If you're not familiar with the term Zombie Tide, it's the phenomenon when a seemingly lifeless team resurrects and gets a second chance. All thanks to the chaos of the College Football Playoff Committee. Can we get a round of applause for dramatic plot twists? But hey, this isn't just some fluke. Alabama's strength of schedule has been absolutely ridiculous this season, with victories over teams like number 5 Georgia, number 14 South Carolina, and number 19 Missouri. Alabama's ability to hang with the big dogs has kept them in the conversation. They're the team no one wants to face. And even though they've had some truly cringeworthy losses, including the 24-3 disaster against Oklahoma, who finished the season 6-6, yes, that happened, their overall performance against top-tier competition helped them jump Miami in the rankings. Miami's case, so close, yet so far. On the other side of the equation, we've got Miami, 10-2, a respectable record, and an offense that's about as potent as a quarterback throwing on a full moon. But their defense? Well, that's been as suspect as a referee's call in the last 10 seconds of a tied game. Miami's defense has allowed them to let up big leads, and they even blew a 21-point first-half advantage to Syracuse in Week 14. That loss was the ultimate oops moment, and it raised serious questions about their ability to close out games. Sure, the Hurricanes have had some exciting wins, most notably, their offense, led by star quarterback Cam Ward, has kept Miami in the hunt. But here's the kicker. Miami has 0 wins against ranked teams this season. Nada. Zilch. Zip. Their best win? Maybe over a 7-5 Virginia Tech squad? That's not quite the signature win you'd expect from a playoff contender. This lack of truly significant victories, combined with a meh defense, is probably why the committee gave Alabama the nod over Miami. Despite the Crimson Tide's 3 losses, the committee looked at the whole picture, how teams fared against top-ranked opponents and who they managed to beat. Alabama, despite its flubs, came out looking stronger in that department. They're 3-1 against top 25 teams, while Miami is 0-1. The committee's decision? SEC bias or just smart ranking? Of course, the moment the rankings came out, Alabama fans started celebrating. And Miami fans? Well, let's just say their Twitter feeds exploded with cries of SEC bias. The conspiracy theories started flying, with everyone blaming everything from television ratings to SEC favoritism. But let's take a breath and look at this with a bit of logic. Alabama's strength of schedule simply can't be ignored. To be clear, the committee isn't just looking at the number of wins and losses. No, they're evaluating the body of work. And in that department, Alabama's 9-3 record against the brutal SEC, which includes victories over powerhouse teams like Georgia, speaks volumes. Meanwhile, Miami, while solid, just doesn't have the same weight in their wins. Their better losses didn't count as much as Alabama's top-tier victories. Now, let's not pretend this hasn't created some drama. The ACC is certainly upset, and Miami's athletic director wasted no time tweeting out his frustrations. But as we all know, that's just the nature of the game. Someone's gotta win, and someone's gotta lose. That's why we love college football, right? Clemson, Boise State, and the coming chaos. But hold up, just when you think it's all decided, a wild card enters the scene. Clemson, at number 17 in the rankings. The Tigers are still alive and could cause some serious chaos if Clemson defeats SMU in the ACC title game. They'll definitely make their case for a playoff spot. Could they end up bumping Miami or even Alabama out of the picture? Possibly. But for now, Clemson is more of a sleeper team than a guaranteed lock. And let's not forget about Boise State. Yes, you heard me right. The Broncos have had an amazing season. And they're sitting at number 10 in the rankings. If they win their Mountain West Championship against number 20 UNLV, they could jump into the top 4 for a first-round bye. I know, it sounds like a scene from a movie, The Little Engine That Could. Except in this case, the Little Engine is a football team from Boise, Idaho. Stranger things have happened, folks. Looking ahead, the final push to the playoffs. So what does all this mean for the college football playoff? In short, it's still up in the air. Alabama has managed to claw its way back into the conversation, but they're not guaranteed a spot just yet. If Clemson or Boise State make a big move, or if Miami pulls off an incredible upset, the final rankings could look very different. The bottom line is this: it's all about the drama. And this year, the drama is as high as it gets. As we head into championship weekend, teams like Georgia, Ohio State, and Notre Dame are also in the mix. And we can expect some serious shifts in the rankings. But no matter how it plays out, this college football playoff race is shaping up to be one of the most entertaining in recent memory. And that's a wrap, folks. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of college football playoff rankings, because if there's one thing I know, it's that this season is far from over. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow football fanatics. We'll be back soon to keep you updated on all the latest drama as the playoff picture continues to unfold. Catch you next time. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Oh, and don't forget to share it with your friends, because, trust me, you're going to want to spread the word about this wild college football playoff race. Let's dive in. The Zombie Tide are back from the dead. Alabama's unexpected playoff hopes are alive. Okay, folks, gather around, because we've got a real comeback story brewing in the world of college football. And no, I'm not talking about the plot to the next Fast and Furious movie. This is the wild tale of the Alabama Crimson Tide. A team that everyone was ready to bury, until, out of nowhere, they started clawing their way back into the college football playoff race. That's right, the Zombie Tide are alive. It wasn't that long ago that Alabama's playoff hopes seemed as dead as a doornail. Remember that dramatic, nail-biting, exasperating 24-3 loss to Oklahoma? That's when Alabama fans, myself included, were ready to put the team on life support and say, good night. Sweet prince. That loss was bad, real bad. Fans were freaking out. Coaches were probably having a few extra cups of coffee to stay awake. And the only thing that seemed to matter was that Alabama's playoff hopes were dead and buried. Heck, even their biggest fans were ready to start drafting their apology letters for their previous optimism. But hold up, just wait a second. Fast forward to the latest college football playoff, CFP, rankings. And guess what? Alabama is sitting at a sweet little number 11 spot.